Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my Dark Knights, and welcome back to. This is the Bat Brand, by the way, and welcome back to Gotham Season 5, Episode 3 review. Now, what just happened? That ending. Okay, I will say this episode has probably been the best one they've done yet. And I think each episode is just going to get better and better and better. Holy crap. Um, Hey, Davey, how's it going? Welcome in the chat, everybody. As you guys are getting in, I'm just starting off with my review of the just aired of Gotham, and yes, Clint, I think all those people just died. And I don't think all of them did, but it looks like some of them may. That or they were drove out. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna get into this review because this was the best episode yet that they've done all season. And next episode we're gonna get Jeremiah finally. We're gonna see we saw the proto Harley Quinn, and let me just say it was so good to hear the actor who's played Echo, aka the proto Harley Quinn, say Puddin'. Oh, that was so good to hear her say that. Um, but I'm gonna jump right into it with this dude. Echo is crazy, and I think whatever happened to her, I think what happened to her is Jeremiah or the Jerome did him. I think. Either that or just him brainwashing her and mind controlling her. That's what happened to her. I don't know. They really didn't go into detail with it, but he must have did something. Because I don't think if we really, I think he like brain controlled her, and from that moment on, she became the proto Harley Quinn. Now she's not the Harley Quinn, I don't think, either that or unless they turn her into the Harley Quinn. But her name is we don't know her real name. Her name is Echo, so maybe her real name is Harleen, or something like that, or something. I have a feeling we'll find out. But I'm gonna jump right into it. It all starts out. The episode starts out very easily. Selena's having nightmares, and the only thing she can really focus on is two things: her love for Bruce, and Bruce loving her, and Jeremiah shooting her. I was just popping in to say hi. I'm sorry to say I haven't watched Gotham since season one. Hey, that's all right, Davey. I'm glad you're here anyway. Um, Glad you're here just to stick around and have a good time. Now, that's all she could really focus on, and I think that's more Catwoman. She focuses on one thing, and she does it until she gets what she wants, and that's revenge. She's been fueled by revenge. That's always been what she was known for in the comics. Um, but her love for Bruce gets in the way of that. Kind of gets in the way of that and kind of helps her. And still gives her some good. But they go off into the dark zone to go find, or Jeremiah, and well, they go find Jeremiah. Bruce and Selena decide to go do that, and Bruce is like, "We're gonna do this my way. We're gonna make him stand trial. We're gonna bring him down together." Which at first it was working, and then in typical Batman and Catwoman fashion, uh, she takes it too far and attempts to almost kill someone, which being the mutants, let me just say it was so good to see the mutants on there finally. Um, Basically, well, kind of like the proto mutants. The leader of the mutants looked really, really, really good. It looked very. He even said slice and dice like they always said in the Batman Returns or the Dark Knight Returns comic, and all that. So I really do think we're gonna get to see um it's too bad they when they only get like a little bit of a little like a little showing like that, but I really would like to see more of them. Unfortunately, we're not going to, but it did me very good to see that the mutants finally. But she takes it too far and almost slices his face apart, and he uses a bat claw on her, and she goes, "What the heck?" And because she doesn't know that he has all these gadgets now, because she's been paralyzed since the last time he's gotten all these gadgets. So now that she sees all these gadgets, she's like, "What the heck?" So you can kind of tell though as the episode goes on that she has changed, that she's different now, and just like Jerome had a call. They come to this church first of all. And just like Jerome had a following, had a cult following, Jeremiah does. And they're recruiting people, just random people off the street. But his methods are a lot more crooked and more twisted than Jerome's are, where Jeremiah had well, Echo, Proto Harley Quinn, had all these people lined up in these church pews, and they basically said who wants to volunteer, and who doesn't get out, and they leave. They come. She takes like 6 or 7, and then Selena says, "I'm going too." Goes with, and Bruce is like, "Wait, wait," and kind of leaves him hanging. And Bruce goes around just basically trying to find where she took him. Um, Then she takes him down into this real, like, bloody pool. Like an old pool, but all the water's taken out of it. And let me just say, it looked something straight out of a horror film. Um, Kind of weird because Bruce, like, steps on one of the dead bodies, and they all have holes in their head. I thought first when she opened up the thing and showed all the guns on the table that Echo was going to have them all play Russian roulette. Would be a perfect callback to what Jerome did in season 2. But didn't do that. She had them all point guns at the back of each other's heads, and pull the trigger. And if they died, they died. And if they lived, they would be taken into Jerome's gang or Jeremiah's gang, and become anew, and be reborn, as she said. But right when the gunfire went off, Selena got nervous, and I guess she put something in between the gun and the hammer, and so they wouldn't go off. Um, Not that at least that I know of. At least that's what I remember happening. And then I then Echo points the gun at, makes everybody leave, and points the gun at her and tells her all this stuff. And she said, "I will never." Selena says, "I will never again have a gun pointing at my head, ever again." And she did also say that she goes, "Oh, but we know who you are, Selena," and they know everything about Bruce. She even told him that. She goes, "We know everything about Bruce. We know everything about we know everything about him, his desires, his loves, his disappointments. We know everything about you, and about you and your friends, and about Bruce, and we are going to and we know that just like he wasn't able to accept his true self, neither are you." And they fight each other. It was an epic fight. Let me just say already, it was an absolutely amazing epic fight. I loved the fight. The choreography was amazing. Everything about the fight, from beginning to end, was really, really good. And And then she says the line, "Oh, Puddin', can I have some more?" Or something along the lines of that. She says, "Don't call me Puddin'," which is a callback to what Joker would always say to Harley. Um, and she's getting ready to kill. Yeah, she has the gun, and she's ready to kill Echo. And right when she's about to kill Echo, Bruce walks in. And Bruce, he doesn't want her to kill him, wants him to do it the right way. She says, "Selina, stop, Selina, stop." And she gets stabbed with a knife in the leg by Echo, and then Echo runs away. Um, he says, "No, we need to get you patched up." "No, leave me alone," Selina says, and she handcuffs him to a door. And she says, I tried it doing your way, and now I'm doing it my way. You need to let me do this." She walked away and left him there. That was part of the episode. And she goes off to go find Jeremiah on her own, which I think next episode she is going to find Jeremiah and she's going to fight with Jeremiah. Jeremiah is probably going to... I think she's going to have her moments, but I don't think she's not going to kill Jeremiah. It's not going to happen. But in other stories, what has happened in another part of the episode, Jim's trying to keep everything going on. He's trying to keep everything going at Haven, this new place that they've collected all these people at. The refugee camp that they're getting refugees. They're even getting refugees from Penguin's crew because he is misusing them so poorly, and they all hate him at the moment. Anyway, so it kind of was the premise in the episode. Kind of the other part in the episode where Penguin kept losing people. He was getting ticked off about it. He was getting ticked off about it, and it happened twice. And he was losing people, and he was being told about it, and he was flipping out on Ben, aka the broker, which I think he's the broker. Well, rest in peace to the broker, by the way. He died as well. A lot of old people from this first season are dying. And I got a feeling Harvey's going to be dying here in the future, too. I really hope to God not, but I have a feeling he's going to sacrifice himself for Jim. I just see that happening. But that's besides the point. Anyway, he wakes up, some people leave, and then I think it's the next day. They do some stuff where Jim's just around in Haven and stuff, hanging out, talking to people, talking to different of the refugees and whatnot, and what was it? Talking to several of the refugees, and even speaking to the little boy he saved in the last episode, and kind of was a little callback to the first season, the very first episode, with Bruce sitting there. He basically said the same words he sold to Bruce in the first episode, and he gave him some of his rations, which were pineapple, which we find out later he is allergic to pineapple, so probably he tried. It was the thought that counts. But then they get a call. Well, I think it's the next day, rather, next morning. He wakes up to no one being there except for Penguin wakes up to no people being there except for the maid, and he says, "Where is everyone?" "Oh, they all left. They all went to some place named Haven, or some place called Haven," and yeah, and yeah, he flips out. And previously in the episode, some of the street demons attacked him and said, "You attacked us and killed our gang and the Lost Boys and several other gangs around, and you posted this sign that said Penguin was here." And he said, "Please, you been you couldn't read that I got set up by somebody. If I wanted to start a gang war, you'd all be dead already. Please, I'm not. No, it wasn't me. You were set up. And he's like, oh, we really didn't think this through. He goes, no, you didn't. He goes, you're gonna have a lot of time to think about that as we peel off your fingernails or rip off your fingernails. He says, and they take him down in the dungeon. Now, what happens afterwards? The next morning, as I said, he wakes up. He wakes up with no one there, and then he decides, I'm gonna go get these leftovers of this guy that I have in the basement, in the dungeon, from the street demons, and I'm gonna have him help me. And he gets him, and he says, hey, I want you to get all your guys from the street demons, all your guys from the Lost Boys, and call the undead guys too. And we are going to go take down James Gordon at Haven, and we are going to get everything we want. Well, they go. The whole spiel about the ammo is still a thing, and he's like, "You don't have any Penguin." There's a nice little standoff at Haven where Penguin and all them are standoff with the police department and Jim Gordon, and Penguin's like, I know you were in the dark zone, and I know you have no weaponry. You or no weaponry. You have no ammo. I know that you are done for. I know that you are done for. And what he does is he basically tries to bluff. He tries to bluff him. And what happens is, they send out some guys out first. They shoot him a couple times, and then ammo out. Click, click, and then they throw him into prison. Throw him downstairs in a cell. And Penguin says, "I'm going to burn this whole place to the ground." Well, then it turns around later that the street demons were going to betray him, and all the other gangs were going to betray him, and they betray him and shoot and kill Ben, AKA the broker, and shoot and kill him. And he says, "Why didn't you do this? If you would have stayed with Dean, this would never happen." He said, "But sir, if everyone hated you," and he got sent downstairs, locked up with Jim Gordon of all people, which was kind of funny. He goes, "That didn't work out the way you thought it was, did you? Hey, Hunter, how's it going?" We're just here talking about the last episode of Gotham that literally just released. I'm doing a review of it now. But yeah, he was like, well, I'm stuck in here with you. If it wasn't for me, the same old Penguin spiel you hear every single episode of Gotham when he's on. I'm keeping this island afloat, blah, blah, blah. But it's typical Penguin. It's typical Penguin, and he does that all the time. In the comics, even, he's done that. Now, what happens afterwards, the kid comes downstairs. They try to find the stash of alcohol that they had there, and they grab it for him. And what he does is he has this little, what's it called? It's like a nail file, and he throws it down to them, and they grab it. And him and Penguin, or Jim Gordon and Penguin, end up getting out, and they ended up taking out I like when me and you play. Yeah, I know that's you, Hunter. I was just on for a little bit before Gotham with my friend Clint real quick, and then I had to leave, so I apologize for that, first of all. Now, also, back to what I was talking about that. They end up getting out, and they kill both the street demons, and they kill all the other guys that are there. And Oh, by the way, even Edward the dog left them. And after Penguin killed all the guys, Edward came walking back to him, and all his people were chanting his name, and he got his followers back and everything. But another thing that happened, Harvey, for help, goes to Barbara, and she she was he goes in there, no one's there, and Barbara slips up behind Harvey with a knife and is ready to kill him. Um, and they're talking about Jim Gordon. He goes, "You ever think what you'd be like if you didn't have him?" He goes, "Yeah, I'd be dead." She goes, and you would have been sane." And then he kind of lets it slip about Penguin. She goes, "Why did you lead off with that? Let's go." And they go, and Penguin and Jim are outside talking, and Jim's getting ready to leave, and or not Jim, Penguin's getting ready to leave, and right when that's about to happen, probably the shocker of the episode happened. But well, not really. It was right before. It was right after that. Barbara came in and pointed the gun, say, "Hi, Pengy, bye, Pengy," and he's getting ready to shoot him, and says, "No, Barbara, no, do not shoot him, do not kill him." And he says, "I'm going to." He goes, "You're gonna have to shoot through me then to get to him." And right when I think she was about to pull the trigger, there's a big humongous explosion, and Haven explodes. Haven explodes and gets turned on fire and everything, and it is absolutely terrible. I think all those people are dead, and the person that did it, I think, is Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah. I just have a feeling it was either Jeremiah or it's like, I don't know who else it could be. It had to be Jeremiah. Either that or it's Bane, and we're gonna find out about this Bane guy. I don't know. But next episode, it looks like it's going to be a big deal that stuff happened. It seems like not all the people are going to die from the explosion, but I think a lot of the people that they had refugeed there are dead. I think they're definitely dead. But through this, it'll bring Penguin together, because from the previews in the new episode, it did show Penguin and his crew coming to help him, and so it seems like I have a feeling it is Bane and his crew. I got a feeling it's Bane and his crew, because that would be the only sense that it would make for all of that. But I just have a feeling that was them. If not, it has to be Jeremiah. That's the only thing I can think of. But the next episode, we are going to see Alfred again. We're going to see Jeremiah. We are going to see, our first shot of Jeremiah in season 5. So, and I think we're going to see Selena versus Jeremiah as well. I can't wait for next episode. The ending of that just had me completely shocked. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going on. But, I think all those people are definitely dead now. I'm hoping next episode they really clarify and find out what happened and that they're not. But I'm going to hope and pray that that's not the case. But we shall see. But yeah, I do also want to talk about, but since this is really all the time that I had to talk about, the Gotham review. Because it really wasn't, other than that, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. But I did want to also talk about, I did see the trailer for Far From Home, and I guess I'll talk about that for a little bit. Spider-Man Far From Home trailer dropped, and it kind of follows the ending of the first one, where Aunt May now knows or is it Civil War? I think it's Civil War. That she finds out that he's Spider-Man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's the end of Homecoming. Um, but yeah, I so she kind of works together with Peter as Spider-Man and Aunt May, and they do stuff around for her business and whatnot. And um, I kind of like that. I like that a lot. I think that'll be really cool. Now I'm just so hyped for this movie because Mysterio, if you guys don't know, Mys- Mysterio is my favorite villain, Spider-Man villain. And the fact that he's going to be in this movie, I really hope that they do him justice. It seems like he's going to be playing the hero, but he's not the hero. All these people, they're like, oh, that's Sandman, that's Hydra Man. No, those are the fake elements, the elementals, and they're basically going to be his illusions, Mysterio's illusions that he's going to use to make himself seem like a hero, and he's really not. He's using it for his own gain, to do different heists, to do different stuff, to do illegal proceedings and whatnot. Um, and I really am excited for this movie. We saw Nick Fury. Um, and are we going to see the adaptation where he works with Shield? I do think that maybe we're going to get a rebuild of Shield in Far From Home. That would be really cool. Now, another thing I want to talk about too, Spider or not Spider-Man, Dragon Ball Super Broly came out recently. Now I'm really upset because anywhere around me I couldn't see it. I couldn't watch it because all the movie theaters around me aren't showing it. The closest one is like an hour away, and I'm not driving that far just to go see a stinking movie by myself, or an hour and a half or so, especially in the winter up near where I live in the cold Pennsylvania. So I'm not feeling that. Um, but I did see scenes of it, and it looks amazing. I've heard that it's grossed over $7 million and already is the best, most highest grossing Dragon Ball Z movie of all time. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Now I'm hoping that Broly. I heard that they kind of make Broly likable in this movie. That they gave him a backstory. He just doesn't. He just isn't a guy that doesn't like Goku because when they were kids, he just bawled all the time when he was next to him. Because when they were babies, he was next to him and he bawled all the time. Um, I like that. I do. But from scenes that I saw, supposedly he is going to befriend Goku and become their new. He's going to become a new ally of them, which I like. You know, the three of them finally, working together. The possibilities are endless with that. But Broly being a friend of Goku. I mean, I don't like that, but then again, I want to see how Super, because we're gonna get Super here in a couple months back again, I think. And they're gonna retell it a little differently, and they can really delve into it more. I want to see what they do. I want to see what they talk about, whatnot. So, super excited about that. And last but not least, the last thing I wanted to talk about. If you got, by the way, if you guys went and saw the Broly movie, let me know in the comments down below or in the chat. And what were your thoughts on that? And also the thoughts on the new episode of Gotham, if you guys watched that. Now, last thing I wanted to talk about, and I'm not really sure if I want to get this game or not. Well, actually, a couple things. I'm definitely getting Jump Force in a couple weeks on February 15th. It comes out, I believe, February 15th. It comes out. Jump Force, I'm definitely getting that. I've got to pre-order it. I'm definitely gonna try and pre-order it. What's the other game I want to get? And then Far Cry. I found out Far Cry New Dawn comes out the same month, so I'm gonna be a little bit short for cash. And I want to get a Switch with my income tax, so look forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know how I can, record and stuff on it and whatnot, but I'm hoping I can. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. If anyone knows how to, do recordings and live streams and stuff through your Switch, please let me know. I would love to know how. I would love to show you guys some Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee when I get it, or some Super Smash Bros. Content. I'm hoping to get both those games for the Switch when I do get it with my income tax. Now, the other game I did want to talk about lastly was we got a gameplay reveal trailer, or kind of like a story reveal trailer as well, for Mortal Kombat 11. And I was right when I thought it was going to be a lot of time travel, because we see a young Kung Lao and we see a young Liu Kang and a young Scorpion. So we're gonna probably, the possibilities are endless there. And we saw a couple characters. We saw Baraka. We saw this new Raiden. We saw this ice character that literally had eyes like black colored eyes and blue colored pupils. Um, and I think she has something to do with the time area. And then um, we had this guy that kind of looked like Jax. I saw Cassie Cage. We saw Cassie Cage again, unless that was Sonya. We did not see Johnny. So I have a feeling we're gonna see Johnny, but Johnny Cage is gonna die. I got a feeling Johnny Cage is gonna die. We saw Baraka again. Um, and we saw Raiden. Who was the other guy we saw? We saw Sub-Zero. We saw the two variations of Scorpion. Who else did we see? Who else did we see? With Shao Kahn, the pre-order. Um, and then we saw Scarlet. The ninja, the girl ninja. Um, who's obsessed with blood and stuff. And we saw some fatalities and different stuff that they're doing in some gameplay and X-rays and whatnot. It looks just the engine is looks almost the same as Injustice 2, but it looks a lot more grittier and a lot more gory. I don't know if I'm gonna get this game, but I may think about it. I've never been big into Mortal Kombat's goriness. But it'd be a game that I would pick up if they do kind of like Injustice 2 from what I'm hearing. A gear, changing their appearance and whatnot. That could possibly be a thing, um, but anyway, I'm super excited for that. But let me know which out of all the games that I talked about too, what games are you more excited to see? Now, last but not least, I want to tell you guys, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys all for enjoying the stream, and all of you for coming out. Thank you, Davey. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, all you guys that were up in the chat tonight. And this has been episode 3, and here is episode 4. Stay awesome, my Dark Knights.